Welcome to Talk of the Nation. I'm JT. The 2-1 Raiders are back home in Las Vegas, taking on the undefeated Buffalo Bills. We kick off the show with the former Pro Bowl tackle, the great Lincoln Kennedy. And Lincoln, let's begin with some early assessments of the Raiders through the first 3 weeks of the season, especially all these injuries.
You know, I've been on notice to say that the offense is the strength of this team. And the offense has kind of held its for what it's worth, has held its own this year. Aside from the Patriots game, the first two games, the offense started off scoring 34 points, JT, which is a good thing. And I think when your offense can be as prolific as that, you have a chance for success. Last week was a little bit of a step back. I think the Patriots were well prepared for what the offense can do. And, of course, when you have 3 turnovers, you lose the turnover battle. It's hard to overcome that. With that being said, I do like the chances against the Buffalo Bills. I know the Bills are coming in 3-0. I know they've had a high-powered offense. I know they've had a quarterback with a 10-1 touchdown versus interception ratio. But for the most part, I think this offense can score points with them. I just hope it's not in the shootout against the Buffalo Bills.
Lincoln, this is the 31st anniversary of Art Shell becoming the first African-American head coach in NFL history. What did that mean to you, especially that Art was an offensive lineman, also like you?
Well, I was reminded in conversations I had with the late, great Al Davis. I remember Papa Bear had told me that he thought it was the right time for a coach of color to be in position, and it was long overdue. He made the decision to sign Art Shell to a head coaching job, and he never looked back on it. And since then, we haven't had enough people of color in that position. But at the same point, I hope it promotes change.
Lincoln, you played for John Gruden. What changes are you seeing now in the broadcast booth with his adjustments, the style of play, what he likes compared to your era with him and what you're seeing now?
Gruden has been the same since I played for him that he is now. What he's trying to do, or what he's being forced to do, is make decisions with all the injuries. Look, this is a very early part of the season, and I don't think I've ever seen it happen in this magnitude where we had almost 13 guys on the injury report. With that being said, he has to make do with what he can. The thing is that the offensive line is the biggest key to me. I think this offensive line needs to be whole in order for this team to be successful. It's going to be tough, JT. There's no doubt about it because of the teams they're playing. But this offensive line has got to find a way to get healthy soon.
I agree with you, Lincoln. They need everyone who can play to play and play at a very high level. This is an elite offensive line when everybody's there and they're out there healthy. The Broncos got their first win against the Jets on Thursday Night Football, and a lot of players went down in that game. I thought Denver had a really good pass rush. Your thoughts on that game?
Well, Denver has promoted a good defense. It's always been a Vic Fangio sort of staple where he's going to play defense to try to run the ball. That has not changed with the Denver Broncos. They, to me, are the closest of the other 2 teams out of this division that the Raiders have to contend with. But I still think they're the second best team in this division. They've got to find a way to maybe challenge the Kansas City Chiefs. I think everyone else they can probably handle when it comes due time.
Let's stay with the Chiefs. I thought that was a loss potentially at Baltimore. What a game. I mean, they are so explosive, and the Raiders are trying to keep up with Kansas City. They have Kansas City coming up after Buffalo. Just your thoughts on Kansas City and how to bring them back to the pack. They're playing well defensively, but it's that offense that just puts up points.
I laughed at the fact that the Baltimore Ravens in that Monday night game went down the field, marched down the field, put a touchdown on the board to start off the game, kind of send a message. And the message that I thought Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid took were like, okay, you want to play that way? All right, we're going to open things up. From that point, they were pretty much unstoppable. And that's the offense that is the Kansas City Chiefs. I thought that after they won the Super Bowl that maybe they would drop off a little bit. Maybe there would be a couple players that might want to skip town because they wanted bigger paychecks. They got stronger. And with Clyde Hilaire, their running back, he's offered so much what they can do. They are so creative when they come to offensive play calling. Misdirections and as explosiveness, they are in a place where I have not seen very many offenses. This is a very tall task for the AFC, not just for the Raiders, not just for the division, but for the AFC. The Kansas City Chiefs are a good football team, a very good football team. And I don't know if anybody's can really be able to slow them down. The only thing I can say that as far as you can do defensively, like the Kansas City Chiefs, it's a positive offense. It's a great offense. because the truth is that when they put so many points on the board, they put pressure on the opposing team's offense to have to score and keep up, almost arena style, like, if you will. It's going to be a tall task to add. But I think the Raiders, if they get everybody healthy and they get all their players back, with Edwards and Ruggs, so on and so forth, I think they can challenge them. I don't know if they can beat them yet, but I know they can challenge them.
The Raider Nation loves Lincoln Kennedy. We appreciate the fact that he kicks off the show with us. Coming up, a great hybrid defender, Lorenzo Alexander, joins us next when we continue on Talk of the Nation.
This has been brought to you by Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. By Cox Business, proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation, made to chill. By San Manuel Casino, official Southern California casino of Allegiant Stadium.
Welcome back to Talk of the Nation. One of my favorite hybrid defenders from back in the day, Lorenzo Alexander, joins us. Lorenzo, so good to see you again. And let's talk about your career from undrafted to 15 years in the league and a couple of Pro Bowls. Talk about your longevity playing in this league.
Yeah, I was just fortunate and blessed to be around some great guys as far as some teammates, London Fletcher, Chris Samuels, the list goes on and on, Kyle Williams, Larry Fitzgerald, and some great coaching as well. Undrafted, as you mentioned, was on a couple of practice squads, Carolina and the Washington football team, and then eventually broke into the league in 2007. And then from there, just progressively got better every single year, whether that was football skill, whether I had to play outside linebacker, inside linebacker, offensive guard, fullback, had to do a lot of things like that, jack of all trades, as well as my special teams. And as opportunities came, was able to take advantage of it. And over that time, being under great leadership, learned how to become a great leader. And that just added to my value. And I think that's why my career got extended even longer on the back end. And so I've been very blessed and had a great career. Now that I'm walking away, I'm actually back to enjoying football, not worried about the stress of the week-to-week grind and waking up on Monday mornings feeling great.
Yeah, you had a great career. Also, born and raised in the Bay Area. What were your early memories of the Raiders growing up?
Well, I was fortunate to be able to go to a lot of games. I had my godbrother's godfather was Ricky Henderson, and so he would give us tickets all the time. So I got a chance to go check guys out live action for a lot of the home games. We played on Saturday mornings in high school, and then we were at a lot of the games on Sunday. So it was cool to always go and hang out, see some of the guys. We used to park in the players' parking lot, even though we weren't supposed to get down there. But my best friend's dad used to use shenanigans and get us down up in there. So it was kind of cool. I had a cool experience with them, being around the guys, seeing a nice car, seeing them coming out after. Then obviously always being in that great environment that Raider Nation puts on was always a cool time and fun time.
Wow, Ricky Henderson, that says it all. Who was your favorite Raider player growing up as a kid?
Wow. I wish he would have had a long, but Darryl Russell, I was a D lineman. I wish he had a little bit longer of a career, but he was a monster when he came out. Obviously, he had some other issues, but was one of my guys that I looked to and was trying to emulate coming out, because I used to be a D tackle when I was in high school, rated high. And so I was trying to find guys like that I could mimic my game after. Yeah,
he was an unbelievable player. What was it like when you finally put on the silver and black back in 2015?
You know what? I really enjoyed it. I'm glad it happened when it happened in my career, as far as being older, being married, having kids, and being really established as far as who I was as a man, because I think it would have been much harder to do that coming right out of Cal, growing up in Oakland, going to Cal, and then just that dynamic of now becoming a professional athlete with everybody knowing who you are and being in that environment. And so when I came back, I think because of the maturity level, I was able to enjoy that process and not feel like everybody was asking for things and really distracting away from playing for my hometown city. And so I had a great time. Obviously met a lot of great guys, Derek Carr, Marcel Reese, Lee Smith, a lot of good guys on that team. And I was, they were building when I got there. And so, being a part of setting them up for that 2016 run and helping them develop was really cool. And getting to see my mom, people come to the games all the time, because most of the time I was on the East Coast. So people couldn't come out. But it was a special time for me and my family to really get back and really enjoy after being away for really, I think, like maybe 10 or 11 years. So that was my 12th season, I believe, being away from Oakland.
Lorenzo, Allegiant Stadium, the Raider Nation finally has a stadium that they deserve. What are your thoughts on the stadium so far?
From a distance, it looks awesome. Unfortunately, because of the COVID pandemic, I know they had an alumni weekend set up for guys to come out and check it out. Wasn't able to do that, but it is head and shoulders is not even a big enough exaggeration, but light years ahead of what the Coliseum was, and being in there on both sides as an opponent and as part of the team, it was definitely subpar. So now to have a facility that mimics the great organization of the Raiders is really cool. And so I can't wait to get down there and really check out everything it has to offer for the players and the fans, because it looks really, really dope, the Death Star from afar. So I can't wait to get in there.
Let's get your thoughts on this matchup. You played well for both of these teams. Buffalo comes in 3-0. The Raiders are 2-1. It's a big opportunity as the Raiders return home to Las Vegas.
Yeah, the Raiders have played all their games tough. It really comes down to turnovers, I think, in this game, especially for the Raiders offense, and making sure they be able to protect this ball, because you don't want to give Josh Allen in this Buffalo offense more opportunities than what they already getting, because they've been very prolific so far this season. Josh has put up 300 yards twice, I believe, 400 yards once. Was the offensive player for this past month, and so they're really hitting on all cylinders. I think if the Raiders have one opportunity, and it's to really exploit this Buffalo Bills defense with the running of Josh Jacobs, some of that outside zones, having tight ends coming back, really try to throw the Buffalo defense off as far as their run gaps, which we saw them have issues last week against the Rams, where the Rams were able to stay in their run game and eventually found themselves, after being down 25, up in that game with a chance to win. So I think it's going to be a hard-fought battle. But because of the way the Bills' defense or offense has really been able to just explode and score points at will, because of all that talent they have, I think the Bills are going to end up winning this one in the end.
Well, let me stay with the Bills' defense, because they've been giving up some chunk plays. But, Lorenzo, your thoughts? There are injuries all over this league. Some of these teams are really banged up, and Buffalo's starting to get some defenders back. That was a much better defense, a really good defense last season.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to play. And even when you look around the league, I've had the chance to watch a lot of football. I think not having a preseason game, especially when you talk in regards of the run game, playing the run in the league is hard. And the only way you can actually do it at a high level is having some real live reps. And yes, practice mimics that, but it's another level to go into a game. And so things are moving fast. And I think around the league, people are getting a lot of yards on the ground. And that's one thing that this Buffalo Bills defense in the past has really prided itself on, making teams one-dimensional by stuffing the run. And they struggle with that. Obviously, Tremaine Edmonds and Matt Milano missed part of the first game, didn't play week 2, and then came back. And so you're rusty, really haven't created any consistency or feel of the game. And so they've been struggling there. And once those guys get where they need to be, I think this defense will pick up, because those guys are the bell cows of that defense and really make things go. But like I said, I think the Raiders should definitely test that, challenge them in the run game, make sure guys are in their gap, because if they can get that run game going and then play action off of that, it's going to give them an opportunity to take some of those shots down the field and capitalize and stay in this game.
Now, I know you're out in Phoenix. Tell everyone what you're up to now.
Well, I'm doing a lot of this, doing a lot of analyst work, working with a couple of organizations that I've had the privilege of playing for, doing some community work as well. And then my favorite part is being able to participate as a coach with my 2 sons in flag football and some of their other sports as well. And so that's really been cool for me, just to have a lot of daddy time, hang out, and just enjoy, kind of the fruits of me and my wife's labor over the last 15 years.
Thanks, Lorenzo. So great to see you again. Coming up next, a great Vegas entertainer, Mark Shunock, joins us next on Talk of the Nation.
This has been brought to you by Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation, made to chill.
Welcome back to Talk of the Nation, one of my favorite entertainers and people in all of Las Vegas. Mark Shunock joins us. And Mark, thanks so much for doing this. And I know how excited you are for the NFL in Vegas. What's the experience been like for you?
This is unreal. Vegas is the entertainment capital of the world. And now I think this is just the icing on the cake with the Raiders moving to town. The excitement, the brand new stadium, being able to talk to you, seeing the production come in on this. This is unbelievable. And it's exactly what the city needs. Having the NFL here is just a treat, and I'm like a kid in a candy shop.
I saw you hosting the Raiders tailgate out at Allegiant Stadium. That was a great crowd, and you really got them going. Tell us all about that.
That's just a tease, man. It's like a Band-Aid for me. I can't wait to get into Allegiant Stadium with everybody. But Raider Nation is special, and I've got to earn my place there. You can't just walk in and be like, I'm a part of Raider Nation. I'm honored that the Raiders have allowed me to join their host team, and like I said, this is just truly one of a kind. Opening up a brand new stadium, we're doing these tailgates to sort of get back in the habit of bringing people together. It's incredibly safe, socially distant. Each tailgate section has 2 big spaces. The tents are going, the grills are going, and Raider Nation is having a lot of fun. And I'm just honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, the Raider fans are some of the best tailgaters in the world. If you can briefly tell everybody about your musical background as a performer, and I know you love music here, vibrant music here in the city of Las Vegas.
Yeah, I was a Broadway guy for a long time. I moved to New York City when I was 19 years old, and was fortunate enough to spend about a decade in that incredible city. And a Broadway show, Rock of Ages, is what brought me to Las Vegas. And I fell in love with the city. And I've pivoted out of entertaining and now working full-time in sports with Top Rank and ESPN, the Vegas Golden Knights, and now Raider Nation, baby.
Well, Allegiant Stadium is going to be one of the best concert venues in the world. And I'm sure you're looking forward to a couple of concerts in the future. What are some of the dream shows you'd like to see at the stadium, some of the bigger acts?
I'd love to see U2 come rolling through. I think you gotta have a stadium concert with U2. Obviously, Garth Brooks is going to eventually open that stadium. How can we not have Garth roll in? But just being in a stadium of that magnitude, that well done, brand new, every seat is cush, every view is perfect. I just can't wait.
Now, you know how to get fans riled up. You're one of the best at it. What about the passion of the Raider Nation? You're bumping into these fans. You're seeing them all around town. Talk about these Raider fans and finally having a team in Las Vegas, because I think these fans are starting to drive in. They're starting to fly in. Buffalo's in town. This is a great, vibrant fan base here in Vegas.
Yeah, I've seen, I apologize for the hideous artwork behind me. I'm in a bubble right now at MGM Grand. I've seen a few folks from Buffalo rolling around the casino. Vegas is a special place. As you know, people love to come and vacation here, party here, escape whatever they have to be going through. And now to have the opportunity to plan your vacation around a Raiders weekend, I think that's a pretty special thing for people all across the country. So as you said, people are coming in from all over the place. But silver and black is everywhere. It's taken over the Strip. It's taken over Summerlin. I live in Summerlin. It's everywhere. This is unreal. And I feel bad for hotel prices because those Sundays are going to be pretty expensive. But it's a special place to be when the Raiders are in town playing football. Tell us about your passion project, Monday's Dark, the variety show, the charity work that you do in town. And I've been able to talk about it with you on the radio, but this is special. How can we help out? Tell us about Monday's Dark. Yeah, Monday's Dark is just like you said, my passion project. My wife and I started that not long after we moved here with Rock of Ages. Basically, it's a 90-minute, really goofy, off-the-wall variety show that I host, full band. I invite 8 to 10 headliners from the Strip. It's every other Monday, and we give all the money away to a local charity. Since we've started, we've raised over $1 million doing this goofy party, but it's a way for folks to just hang out, have a drink, see some entertainers in a way they normally wouldn't, knowing that every dime that they spend on their ticket is going to a charity. And the best part is it's $20. It's mondaysdark.com. All the information is there. It's an easy follow. It's every other Monday. It's a different local charity every time, and it's just something I like doing.
Constellation, brought to you by Modelo, setting the gold standard for authentic Mexican beer since 1925. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Welcome back to Talk of the Nation. And there is a COVID dilemma now in the NFL.
with the Tennessee Titans, who happen to play the Buffalo Bills after the Bills come to Vegas. And it's so important right now that every NFL player, coach, people around an organization clearly understand what's in front of Roger Goodell and this league. They have to make sure that they do their best to protect their families, themselves, so football can continue on. You know, we have a cancellation, a postponement of a big game between the Titans and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that was the big topic all week long. The Raiders are talking about it. You're talking about it. So we have to make sure that the players and the coaches and all of these organizations try to do their best so the NFL schedule can go along. And this Buffalo Bills story is big as they're in town to take on the Raiders. And Buffalo is a very good team, and their fans are coming. I've talked to so many Bills fans that are still coming out here. They have hotel rooms. They're staying in casinos. This was their bucket list game. And now the Raiders really have to step up in an AFC test with a team that's undefeated. And John Gruden talked about it all week long, about this quarterback, Josh Allen, and Derek Carr. I expect him to have a big game, and the Raiders have to put together a complete football game, especially on the defensive side. And finally, I want to talk about home field advantage. Without you, the great fans of the Raider Nation, it clearly isn't the same. But the Raiders are establishing a home field advantage. It's about the culture of winning at Allegiant Stadium. Derek Carr signed his name on the wall after the first victory, and believe me, that has resonated with this entire organization. The Raiders look to go 3-1 on the year through the first quarter of the season, but it'll be a tough test with the Buffalo Bills. For everyone at Silver and Black Productions, I'm JT. Thanks for joining us on Talk of the Nation.
This has been brought to you by Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. By Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Las Vegas Raiders. By Credit One Bank, the official card of the Raiders. By Cox Business, proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders.